Hello everyone, my name is Israel and this is Dribble It Out, where our topic is the NBA. So today I have something a little different for you guys. I have my brother that's going to join us so we could talk a little bit about what happened last night with Game 3, the Warriors versus the Cavs.
So for the first topic, what do you think about Kevin Durant's onslaught last night?
Man, he was unstoppable from anywhere on the floor.
I'm saying, man, you could have done this, and the guy would have just swished it in.
Mm-hmm. He was making contested threes. He made his way into the paint. His mid-range game has been unstoppable for the past 2 games, and it's just, how do you defend him?
Exactly. And you know what's funny is that to me, when it was the Rockets versus the Warriors, I was like, if you put Chris Paul on Kevin Durant, he's going to play good defense on him. Because I remember a while back, I don't know what year it was, but it was the OKC Thunder versus the Clippers. And Chris Paul guarded Kevin Durant and he shut him down because Chris Paul's defense. And another thing is, even though he's up here shooting real high, the ball comes from down here.
Yep.
And Chris Paul would always slap it, deflect it, whatever it was, or play real close up on him.
Yep.
So that's something.
And that's something Chris Paul is known for.
Yeah.
Making his player uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Whoever he's guarding, doesn't matter who, your height, your strength, he will mess with your shot, regardless of who you are and how you shoot. And that's what makes him such a great defender, because he can defend anybody.
Yes. And last night, you had Kevin Love, Jeff Green, even LeBron James, George Hill, and no matter who they put on him, it was just one of those nights where you could have had perfect defense, but that great offense was just going to go over.
Yep.
And he wasn't just playing offensively great. He was doing it all.
Yeah.
He was assisting the ball. He was rebounding the ball.
Yep.
And he just played a totally great game. He was being very aggressive.
He joined a club of players that has LeBron, Jordan, and Shaq to be someone to score 40 points, over 10 rebounds, and over 5 assists in the NBA Finals.
Wow, that was impressive.
Yeah, that is just incredible. And it's something you don't see every night, which is why he's known as the second best NBA player, simply because he is a 7-footer who can do it all. So the stats I just pulled out.
Actually, when I said that's impressive, I wasn't talking about Kevin Durant. I was impressed that you do all these things.
Yeah.
Okay, and outside of Kevin Durant and his greatness and what he did, because he literally carried the Warriors.
He was dragging Curry and he was dragging Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson scored 10 points and Curry, I believe, had 9.
11.
Okay. Yeah, the layup at the end. Those are not people that are easy to guard. Even the best defense cannot stop their threes because that's what they're great with. Klay Thompson, even with the mid-range game, is difficult to guard. So I'd say I give props to the Cavaliers for guarding out there in the perimeter, because it's not easy to stop them. Unfortunately, they could not contain Kevin Durant, who went off for a monster night.
Yes, and I think the Cavs did really good at containing Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. But the thing is, that's the advantage that the Warriors have. They just have too many weapons. You can stop 2 or 3, but you still have that one guy who can basically do it all within either Curry, Thompson, or Durant. And then you just get complementary players to do their thing, and you can still do it. And a disclaimer, last night when I saw this, I was like, I'm perfectly fine with Curry being held down and Thompson being held down, because Kevin Durant is not going to be able to carry the Warriors. And he shut me up big time, because as you guys can see, he did. And I didn't believe he could do that, because he's been with OKC, and he wasn't able to carry the team. And you could say it's because of Westbrook or whatever the case is, but he wasn't able to carry them. There have been occasions throughout the season where Kevin Durant was the man while Curry was injured, or Thompson or anything like that, and he couldn't carry them. So I thought, well, while the pressure is as heavy as it is now in the finals, he's not going to be able to do it, but man, did he ever.
He stepped up. He was making threes with people's hands in his face.
Exactly.
He went out to play.
Yes.
And he got a win.
Now, the other thing that I mentioned in my previous video was for Tyronn Lue to finally do something with his bench and move the rotation. And it's like he watched my video. I mean, I doubt it, but he listened to one of my suggestions, which was throw Rodney Hood in there.
Yep.
Even though he has been struggling before, he is known for being a man who could create his own shot, for being a player that doesn't need to have the ball at the exact same spot at all times. He could just go out and do his thing, and did he ever? He delivered really well, and he played a solid game last night.
Yep.
And unfortunate for the Cavs, he didn't get to do enough to help them win, but he did do enough to be a boost, to help them stay close because he was pretty impressive.
Rodney Hood, with 6-man numbers off the bench, scored 15 points and 6 rebounds in 25 minutes, which is pretty great considering that the person who didn't get minutes was Jordan Clarkson, who was horrendous shooting from the 3. He didn't get any assists since the Toronto series. So considering what you switched out, Rodney Hood not only met what people would hope he could do, but he exceeded it. And hopefully I want him to get more minutes in the next game. Help them get a win.
The next topic we have is about the National Basketball Players Association, aka NBPA, and they all voted for James Harden for the second consecutive year to win the MVP. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that he's going to get the MVP championship, or the MVP award, I'm sorry, but he is voted by the players, recognized by his own peers as in the NBA Association, as the MVP.
He was also acknowledged as the hardest player in the NBA to guard, as he averages 10 free throws a game, which is impossible to guard because he makes those free throws. So if you give him space, step back, it's a 3. Or a pass to get Clint Capella, a lob, it's in. It's impossible to guard him. And that's why he's made such a strong case to become the MVP this year.
And also, he puts you to sleep with that dribble, pass. So there's a lot of weapons that he has, and he has proven a strong case why he should be, as Jeremiah mentioned, a strong candidate for the MVP. But there are those who believe LeBron James should receive the MVP. Now, let me tell you, LeBron James always has a fantastic year. But the narrative of this year is the fact that he's in his 15th year.
He's old.
He's breaking his own records from before, plus many of the records of all-time greats.
Yep.
And he has literally carried his team throughout the year, throughout the playoffs, and now doing as best as he can in the finals.
One of the worst teams he's ever had to carry, simply because of how dysfunctional they've been. Yet he manages in Game 1 to score 51 points and lose. Game 3 yesterday, he notches his 10th career triple-double in the finals, and they lose. And yesterday, he also passed Michael Jordan for most 30-point games in the NBA playoffs.
And if you ask me, those are great stats. Those are great numbers. That is a great career that LeBron James has had, which is why some people argue that he should be the one to get MVP.
I don't think there is not one more balanced player in NBA history than LeBron James. He will have a better overall impact on the game. It doesn't matter what team you put him on. If you were to put him on the Pelicans, I would be confident that they would get a top spot. It doesn't matter where you put him because he'll make everyone around him great.
You could put him in the Orlando Magic, which need somebody desperately, and he'll carry them to the finals. That's how great he has been. So question of the day for you guys. Who do you think should win MVP for this year? Please leave the comments down below, and remember to like, subscribe, and share with others. We appreciate your time.